The modern superhero landscape craves heroes who have flaws. I am not talking about the likes of Homelander or the Plutonian, but something more akin to James Gunn's Superman. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Superhero projects are dime a dozen in the current media landscape, and there seems to be a lot that is being done in the way of making these characters evil. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely is such a basic understanding of power structures that it is hardly interesting to see it play out on screen. However, superheroes, like Zack Snyder's Superman, being defined by struggles that are not inherent to them, might be the reason that David Corenswet's weaker Superman is exactly what the franchise needs. This can be seen echoed in the likes of Invincible as well, where the idea is not to be impossible to put down, but is impossible to keep down. James Gunn's Superman is just the thing the Superman IP needs after Man of Steel echoed a recurring issue with the character. However, when James Gunn comes along with his weak Superman, the kind that is markedly more human, Superman suddenly becomes a character who is not suffering from alienation, but from a problem that we have seen in the likes of Captain America and Invincible. He does not know when to give up, and that is a much more interesting way to approach the character of Superman. There is little doubt about the fact that Superman's story, internally and externally, has a slew of divine connotations when it comes to his powers, personality, and place in the universe. However, Zack Snyder's take on the alienation of Superman, thanks to just how godlike he is something that has plagued Superman, and to be fair, a slew of his pastiches, for quite some time. James Gunn's Superman is going to set the tone for the markedly different DC universe, at least when compared to the DCU. Gone is the dark aesthetic that caters to a mature audience, with James Gunn trying to corner the same demographic that Marvel started conquering with its amazing Phase 1 offerings. Instead of catering to the world of cardboard speech from when Superman fought Darkseid, we see a Superman who is a lot more measured, a lot more understanding of the human condition, and very well versed with what he needs to be. This Superman is markedly more present for humans, and hence, the scene where Superman is being helped up by a random citizen is such powerful imagery. Imagine if that scene from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, where the New Yorkers start bashing Green Goblin, had them retreating in fear of Spider-Man instead of helping him. No matter how realistic, would that really make sense for the character? Or for that matter, the train scene, where everyday New Yorkers not only decide to face off against Dr. Octopus but also decide to keep Peter's identity a secret. Take that, Tom Holland's Peter Parker. The DCU, as it currently stands, thanks to the release of Creature Commandos, has already dictated that it will be catering to a wider audience, instead of focusing on just one demographic. Marvel, too, expanded the MCU with the likes of Daredevil, which allowed it to reach a wider audience. Therefore, while Creature Commandos has cemented the faith of the audiences in the franchise, Superman will be the flagship IP that keeps the DCU in line when it comes to aesthetics and story beats. This is further corroborated by the fact that other heroes are going to make an appearance in the film as well, and the themes that it is going to tackle are going to focus on reaffirming what Superman has always stood for, especially against the background of the modern superhero landscape looking to deconstruct the superhero genre. So here's to Henry Cavill and Christopher McQuarrie. And here's to Man of Steel 2, the cinematic phoenix that never took flight. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. When Christopher McQuarrie pitched Man of Steel 2, he didn't bring a generic playbook. He brought fire. He brought form. And he brought ing feelings. Asked by Josh Horowitz about his vision, McQuarrie smirked like a man guarding the nuclear codes and said, "You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah." Stan Bush's 1986 cult classic from the Transformers blared in our head when we first heard about what could have been Christopher McQuarrie, Henry Cavill, Superman, and yes, Green Lantern. We mean, come on. That's like Zeus offering you a thunderbolt and then deciding, nah, maybe not. So, we're talking about a sequel that had spine, soul, and a soaring sense of direction until the studio pulled the brakes like a bat out of bureaucratic hell. Imagine McQuarrie teaming up again with Cavill. They didn't just want to make a Man of Steel 2, they wanted to make a whole damn event. But now, it's all whispers and what-ifs. In 5 minutes, you'd understand everything Superman feared and why he made the choices he did. McQuarrie added, "It was a setup, after which you knew exactly what makes Superman tick and exactly what Superman was most afraid of and why Superman made the choices he made. It would have been epic. The scale of the movie would have been absolutely extraordinary. And if you've seen how he orchestrated chaos in Mission Impossible Fallout, you know this director doesn't say epic lightly. I'll never tell, but boy was it ****ing good. It was ****ing good. The opening sequence? Think Pixar's Up, but replace the balloons with a red cape. Wordless. Emotional. Layered. The power is... I cracked it, and it was fun watching him learn how to use that power and giving that power a flaw, so it was not pure invincibility. The spark behind this magic wasn't just Christopher McQuarrie, it was Henry Cavill, too. The Witcher actor had a take on Superman. Not a suit. Not a power punch. But a take. Something profound. In the same interview, McQuarrie revealed, Henry had a take on that, and I suddenly realized how these two characters had amazing similarities, which also allowed for amazing conflict. Let's read between the lines. Cavill wasn't returning just to stand tall with glowing eyes and flex his Kryptonian pecs. He was diving deep, exploring Clark Kent's psyche, juxtaposing it with Green Lantern's limitations. And then came the ring. The trickiest part of the DCU to adapt without turning it into a CGI snoozefest. Green Lantern is a tough one, McQuarrie admitted. But I cracked it. His solution. Focus on the flaw. The power wasn't infinite. He shared. Warner Brothers flirted with the idea. The Cavill-McQuarrie duo was ready. But then, Hollywood did what it does best. It shuffled chairs on the Titanic. McQuarrie's pitch ended up collecting digital dust. Would it have been better than what's coming? No one can say. But damn it, it would have mattered. They say the graveyard is the richest place on Earth, buried with unwritten novels, unpainted canvases, and unmade movies. Add McQuarrie's Man of Steel 2 to that hallowed list. If hope is the thing with feathers, this one flew too soon. Now that is tension. That's drama. That's not a superhero with a Swiss Army ring. That's a soldier carrying a dying flashlight through enemy territory. The whole concept of Green Lantern is that the ring has to be recharged. That's not a bug, it's a feature. Yes, you have infinite power, but you only have so much battery life, and that can run out at inconvenient times. Ain't that life? Ain't that all of us? Instead of fetishizing the costume or the space police aesthetics, McQuarrie asked, what's the character's burden? What makes him tick? And click. He suddenly saw how this flawed lantern and this terrified Superman could share the screen with friction, fear, and force. Discover how Mission Impossible sets itself apart from other spy films, with Henry Cavill's impact and the real reasons behind key actor exits. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. In Mission Impossible Fallout, Henry Cavill's character, August Walker, added an alarming presence while challenging Ethan Hunt physically and mentally. He is a big reason why the movie stood out, creating a dynamic relationship between the characters. His performance was also widely praised by the critics, providing a fresh narrative to the storyline. The Mission Impossible franchise, led by the legendary and fan-favorite Tom Cruise, has been celebrated for its high-power action and complex plots to date. However, recent criticisms, like those of the